So deployment on the ground and also deployment of the ministers to interact with the farmers before they start to march towards the national capital. Listen in now to what one of the designated ministers, Arjun Munda, who did meet the farmers in Chandigarh, and this was not the only round of talks. There have been round of talks earlier as well. What did he say? And what are the farm leaders saying? Why are they not ready to back down? Why are we witnessing Farm Protest 2.0 so close to the Lok Sabha elections?
मंत्रियों से हम बातचीत लंबी करें और कोई ना कोई हमारे पक्ष में निर्णय आए और हमें कुछ ऐसा लगा नहीं।
कौन सी बातों में सहमति हो गई थी?
मुझे लगता है कोई बात पे ऐसी बात हुई नहीं। अगर कुछ मिल जाता तो फिर हमारा
सरकार वालों फिर बैठक क्यों करवाई गई केंद्र सरकार?
देखो गलबात तो जब भी सरकार बुलाएगी हम जाएंगे। अब कुछ मीटिंग में वो दे या ना दे उनकी मर्जी।
जितने भी विषय लाए गए थे उस पर अधिकांश में सहमति बनी थी, लेकिन सहमति के आधार पर हम आगे बढ़े। ये किसान संगठनों के साथ मिल करके जो हमने सूत्र दिया कि कुछ बिंदु पर समिति बना करके इसका समाधान निकालना चाहते हैं। अभी भी हम आशान्वित हैं, अभी भी हम वेलकम करते हैं बातचीत करने।
So if you have to catch a flight or go toward the borders of the national capital or cross it for any reason, check your routine before and how the streets are looking like at that point. 10 a.m. we are told that this protest is going to begin from Ambala. The farmers are not really going to be allowed into Delhi, but there could be commotion and traffic snarls expected at the border areas. At the Tikri border is Aishwarya Paliwal. Aishwarya, because you also cover the finance ministry, you speak to a lot of senior government officials. I want to understand here that when the government says that the minimum support price, which the farmers are demanding, that make it into a law right away, what does that mean and why the government is not okay with it, with an overnight law that they are literally demanding as an assurance? The farmers say we are not happy with an oral assurance. Give us an insight of how this works.
Well, you know, it is not that easy for the government, obviously, to make sure that overnight these kind of things can be done, because a large chunk of what the government is earning will then be going into the MSP. And the government actually at the moment, Pooja, is looking at reducing the burden that it has. From what I understand, the farmers were actually hoping that some kind of movement will come place from Finance Minister Nirmala. But, you know, we saw how the budget panned out, and that's the reason why we are now understand that the farmers believe that this is something which might not actually happen. That's the reason why they are now coming to the fore. Piyush Goyal yesterday obviously spoke with them, did the maths and told them how much time it will take for the government to actually make it into a law, because once it's a law, then the government will be bound by that law to make sure that they do give out that much money from their own kitty to the farmers. And it's not just the MSP, Pooja, that the farmers are looking at. They're also saying that they want some kind of other benefits also. So a large part of the government earnings will then be going towards the MSP. The finance ministry obviously is looking at it, but it's not something which can be done in a jiffy. The government will have to look at the kind of money that it has been making.
Question. I saw that behind you where you're reporting us about the deployment. I see that temporary tents have been set up. Are they by the state police? Because then it looks like that even the cops could be preparing for a long haul. Can you show us that? And is it with regard to the administration and the police there?
Well, definitely, because no one has forgotten what it was like the last time, and that's the reason why you are seeing the kind of tents that have been put up, and the different police personnel, the different authorities that are now on the spot, because no one has forgotten the very fact that if push comes to shove, Pooja, there is a possibility that on this very border, like we saw the last time, the farmers can actually start settling in. Last time it was almost a year, a little more than a year, for all the farmers to be sitting at all the borders. That's the reason why the administration also is gearing itself up for the long haul. And that's the reason why you are seeing these kind of arrangements being made. The crane behind me, Pooja, and the tents, obviously, because what happens if the farmers just stop here and then they for them, so it will be very easy to
imagine the cops have even set up these temporary tents, because we saw what happened in 2020-21 with regard to the year-long protests that were with the farmers who literally squatted on the ground and refused to leave.